So welcome to the 11th Annual Cosmos Annual Community Appreciation Dinner. It's certainly good to see everyone back and to see your faces. It's been a couple of years. So glad to have everyone back. This is so wonderful to see, and all the dignitaries in the room whom we will recognize later in the program, but so great to see everyone. It's been quite a 2 years, huh? We were sort of on pause, except in Florida where we didn't recognize the pandemic, but that's okay. But that mask thing just sort of got in the way. But anyway, my name is Calvin Hughes. I'm so glad to see everyone once again. Okay, I'll clap for myself. That's okay. That's fine. I do it all the time when I see myself on TV. I say, man, that's a. Yeah, I'm just kidding. With Local 10 News, I hope you all watch Local 10 News. Okay. This half of the room you do, that half of the room you watch somebody else. That's okay. But because we're running so far behind, I want to get right to the program. And to do the honors of the invocation tonight is going to be Imam Hamid Sumra, the Imam of the Islamic Center of Miami Gardens. Let's give a big round of applause.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. صدق الله العظيم. Thank you.
Imam, thank you very much. And I'd like now, if you will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And we have three young people who are going to do the honors of that. Janat, Anjum, Noir, Dalam, and Shifa Balu. Let's give them a big round of applause for our young generation coming up. And we're passing it forward tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me tell you their names once again. Janat Ajum, Noir Dalam, and Shifa Balu. Didn't they do great? All right. All right. So one of the great things I like about this event, and I've done it for about, I think, the last 9 or 10 years, is that we have a chance here during dinner time to fellowship with the people around us. I tend to joke a lot only because I think, sometimes we can take ourselves too seriously. We can take our job seriously, but not take ourselves seriously. But we cannot take away from what's happening in the world right now. I think words do matter, and we often call it on the news the crisis in Ukraine, but let's be clear, it is a war that is happening. And we certainly should take a moment of silence, if you will, right now, if we can remember the people who are going through basically what is hell on earth. Let's take a moment of silence and acknowledge them. Thank you. And during the week, I don't know about you, it's one of the few times that I've been on the anchor desk when you hear the words nuclear and in association with a war, that a little chill goes down your spine where you understand that, and if the pandemic didn't teach us this, but in any given moment, everything can change. So let's keep that in mind as we say our prayers tonight for the people who are far, far away, but certainly in our hearts. For dinner, we have a great musical presentation by Camerata D Magdalena. I'll tell you a bit about them as they come back on stage. And once again, you'll have a chance to fellowship during dinner. Camerata D Magdalena is a small and unique chamber ensemble of 15 dedicated young musicians, directed by Eric Birkin. They study and perform musical works from the Renaissance and Baroque eras. The members of the ensemble get a solid foundation in playing in the Baroque style, and the ones that have gone on to study music in college ended up at the top of their class when it came to an understanding of the Baroque style. They were founded in the fall of 2017 and give 7 concerts a year in South Florida between September and June, with all the proceeds going towards the Holy Grill of St. Nicholas, a mobile food truck that serves hot meals to the homeless of Broward County. To date, they have raised $24,000 for their cause, which would have been a considerably higher amount if not for COVID. So during dinner, you will hear from Camerata D Magdalena. I hope you will give them a big round of applause. Enjoy your dinner, and I will see you very shortly. We are honoring some incredible people tonight, and one of whom is a hero of mine who I had the pleasure of talking about him quite a bit on the evening news after the tragedy in Surfside. And I'm certainly looking forward to seeing him be honored tonight, the Deputy Fire Chief, Miami-Dade County Fire Rescue. If you don't know who he is by now, we'll just refer to him as Hero, because he's all of our hero. Yes, absolutely. After what he and his crew did, and oh, by the way, while the world was watching Miami-Dade County, was watching Surfside. So for the opening remarks, to get us back on time, Yasir Ballou, he is a very capable and very smart local corporate attorney and real estate attorney, and he is the current president of Cosmos. Let's give him a big round of applause. Yasir Ballou.
Calvin just said that there's one of his personal heroes here, and I thought he was talking about me. So welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for coming out to the 11th annual Cosmos Banquet. It really is amazing. Calvin and I were talking earlier. I love saying that. Calvin and I were talking earlier. By the way, that makes me feel so good. Calvin and I were talking earlier about how this event gets bigger and bigger, more prestigious with the number of guests, but also the amazing quality of guests. So we really appreciate everyone coming out. Give everyone a round of applause, please. Thank you. Everything okay?
Mr. President, I thought you might need your VP by your side. So just like our country's president, I showed up. Only difference is that both of us have no party affiliation, maybe, wink, wink, right there, making Cosmos totally nonpartisan.
See, this is what happens. I have to give up the working mic for the non-working mic. You see that? I don't, Tassin Siddiqui, Vice President of Cosmos, everyone. Tassin, I'm glad you're here. I was getting a little nervous. You know, they tell you that you're supposed to picture everyone in their underwear, and then I looked around and saw the FBI in their underwear, and I didn't want to do that. So I got nervous all over again.
Well, at FBI, I know, I'm getting nervous just seeing the number of FBI agents are here today. They're outnumber how many we get at the mosque, bugged. Between the FBI agents and local law enforcement, U.S. attorneys and state attorneys and private attorneys, I don't know what's up with that, and judges. We have the entire judicial system here. Yasser, forget Zoom. You just open up the court right here.
True, very true.
Welcome, everyone. Good evening. It is a pleasure seeing everyone here tonight in person. What an amazing group of community leaders, organizations, and dignitaries.
Tahseen, I know this has been an incredibly difficult last 2 years for all of us. Everybody in the community has felt it. I know that in Florida we pretended that it didn't exist to the best of our abilities, but it still affected a lot of us. And it affected all of our community organizations. We know that, even Cosmos, right? We were low on morale, low on staff, low on funding. I know, Tahseen, you're, for example, community partners, you're the head of Noor Center, a local domestic violence shelter. How did you guys fare?
Unfortunately, the work increased, but we were very fortunate, as we know that 8% domestic violence went up in nationally to 8%, but thank God we recovered and we were able to make it through. Cosmos held and participated in food drives all over South Florida at local churches, mosques, and synagogues, and took on new roles to help our fellow citizens.
It really was a community-wide effort. What we saw was incredible, where faith-based organizations like the Islamic Center of Miami Gardens, for example, received coordination from Jackson Memorial originally when COVID first started for testing. Then the Islamic Center of Miami Gardens received vaccinations through the help of a grant from the Miami Night Foundation. So it really was a community-wide effort, and as a result, hundreds and hundreds of people, not just Muslims, hundreds and hundreds of South Florida residents received treatment, received care, food deliveries. It really was every single individual and every single organization working together. An amazing effort.
Indeed, that is so true. We moved our conversations about Muslim cultures and faith at Miami-Dade College from in-person to Zoom. Yay to the Zoom meetings. Also, thanks to the president of Broward College, Mr. Gregory Hale, we started a new series at Broward College for all the students. It's called the American Muslim Experience, and that all happened during COVID. We never stopped working.
So I know, as I said, a lot of us suffered a lot of losses through the last 2 years, right? It wasn't just challenges with organizations, it was struggles with people as well. People we loved, those who survived and those who didn't, for all kinds of reasons, not just COVID. And one of the biggest community partners and community friends that we lost in the last 2 years was Rabbi Schiff. His photo is up. If you don't know Rabbi Schiff, well, let me get, please, round of applause. Yes, please. Let me get an idea. Can I get a show of hands? How many people had the honor of meeting Rabbi Schiff or hearing him speak? Look at that. Look around the room. That's nearly more than two-thirds of the room of this distinguished guest. It's incredible how many lives he touched. Rabbi Schiff was a true giant in the South Florida community, not just faith-based communities. He did something for everyone. And I want to share a quick anecdote that really tells about Rabbi Schiff, what kind of person he was. There was an incident, and this is something that I tell often, I remember often about Rabbi Schiff. There was an incident at the Islamic School of Miami where swastikas were painted as graffiti outside the walls of the mosque and the school. And children and people who came in and out praying saw those swastikas. They reported it to local law enforcement, and law enforcement agreed to have a meeting with the community. At that meeting, it wasn't just the Muslim community left to fend for itself, and that's the beauty of this amazing community. It was Christian leaders, Jewish leaders, and one of those Jewish leaders was Rabbi Schiff at that meeting. And the local law enforcement agency said, unfortunately, we're not going to treat this as a hate crime because based on our investigation, this was just a prank by some kids. Rabbi Schiff, now this is the important sort of learning experience that we get from his life, right? And we have so many stories like this. Rabbi Schiff got up in the middle of this room of leaders and he said, I have a question. Would you say the same thing? Meaning, would you have the same decision if this were a synagogue? And the local law enforcement said, no, we would treat this as a hate crime if this was a synagogue. And he said, I demand that you treat this as a hate crime and you treat it as if it happened outside a synagogue. That's incredible. It's incredible because it shows us, it's incredible because it shows us that we need to have two things to be a connected community. One, empathy. We need to be able to walk in the other person's shoes. It really is very simple to say, but very hard to do. And the second becomes even harder is taking action based on that empathy. And that's what Cosmos is about. That's what these two awards represent. That's what Mayor Kava's career represents, is having empathy for the people who don't have someone to speak out against, speak out in favor of, and taking action in favor of those people. It really is that important. So Tassin, based on that, is there something that we can leave all of these nice people with so that we can bring up our next speaker?
Well, we have so many people in so many amazing positions here tonight. We have the mayor of Miami-Dade County. We have presidents of colleges. We have deans and professors of universities. We have judges. We have attorneys. I think it would be great if Muslim students who are not normally in these fields are able to get interviews for internships and are able to get training from the best of our community. You all here. And that is the only way to uplift minority communities like ours.
Okay, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. We hope you enjoy the event tonight. Thank you for coming out. And hopefully you will keep Rabbi Schiff, may his memory be a blessing to all of us, and keep those two lessons from him at heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Vice President and Mr. Blue, the President of Cosmos. And we're going to keep things rolling because, again, we are running a little bit late tonight, and I want to make sure that we get you home by 1 a.m. Making sure if you're on your toes tonight. You know, if right person, right time was a person, she would be it. I'm talking about our keynote speaker, the mayor of Miami-Dade County, the first Jewish American to hold that position, and the first female to ever hold that position. She carried us through not one but two major moments and defining moments in our history. Of course, the pandemic and Surfside. She stared down the families who were grieving at Surfside. And then she privately and then publicly, she came out and held news conferences, oh, by the way, in English and in Spanish. She is an incredible woman. I am not introducing her. That is just what I want to say about her because I admire her from a distance, and I think she knows that. But the person who will be doing the honors of introducing our keynote speaker for tonight, Mohamed Shakir, one of the founding members of Cosmos, and he's going to come on up and introduce our keynote speaker for tonight, Mayor Daniela Levine Kava. Big round of applause for Mohamed Shakir.
It is my honor and distinct privilege to introduce a seasoned social worker, a dedicated community activist, proven leader, and an accomplished individual who still cares for the ordinary people. I do not say this because I read her padded resume. I have seen her up close and personal when I served as the Asian American Advisory Board under her leadership as the county commissioner. In 1996, her concern for struggling low and middle income families drove her to start Catalyst Miami to help through service, education, and advocacy. Over 30 years, she served as the special needs children, low-income families, immigrants, and legal service of Greater Miami. She also served as the associate legal director at Guardian Ad Litem program. Her passion for women and children in distress was evident when she was invited to speak at Noor Center. You heard about Noor Center and you saw the president of the Noor Center. Noor Center is a domestic violence organization. To speak at the Noor Center dinner, she readily accepted the invite, even crossed her county jurisdiction to speak in Broward County for the Asian and Muslim women and children in distress. Her long dedicated community service finally led her to her first elected office in 2014 as the County Commissioner for the District 8. Her dynamic leadership as Commissioner paved the path for her to seek the top office of the mayor in Miami-Dade County. Today, she oversees an organization of 28,000 employees, $9 billion budget, and 3 million restless individuals, clients. Most of them are here in Miami-Dade County. They're Miami-Dade County residents. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming People's Mayor Daniela Levine.
Thank you so much. You warm my heart. We are not strangers here. We are friends, we are neighbors. And I want to say thank you to Saif, Isuf, and Amira, who introduced me to Cosmos long before I even thought about running for office. So I'm a regular here. It's so good to be together after 2 years. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Calvin. We're on the circuit together, Calvin and I. Thank you so much, Mohamed. I miss you at County Hall. Well, congratulations, 11 years strong, this great event. What a wonderful organization. All of the people in this room, their varying backgrounds, cultures, geography, religions, is proof positive you are doing something right. You are really a force for good. Yes. And you are honoring two incredible bridge builders tonight, both dear friends and colleagues, our school board member, Fayez Geller, with another one on the way soon. Where is she? I haven't seen her. She's at home with the baby. Okay. You timed this one. I'm sorry, I didn't know she delivered the baby. Oh my good. What's that? Thank you. But mom is sick. Okay. All right. Well, she's a dear friend, but I didn't know she delivered the baby. Okay. And my other wonderful dear friend, Deputy Fire Chief Ray Jadallah. Well, and I had the great privilege and honor seeing him in action every single day, morning till late, in Surfside, and as a result of his incredible heroism, I promoted him to Deputy Fire Chief. You all watched that, the world watched that unthinkable tragedy unfold. And you might not have seen Ray because he was with the families. He was with the families, along with his incredible partner, Maggie Castro. And we forged with his idea and his leadership that we would only speak publicly after the family members knew. So there were no surprises and no secrets for these families as they were struggling to make sense of what was going on. And I was in the room on many occasions until they kicked me out. They did not want politicians in the room. I was in the room listening to him patiently, kindly, truthfully, straightforwardly explain each and every detail of what was going on to try to help them make meaning of that terrible tragedy. So I salute your honorees, the one with baby and the one with family here. And I just want to reflect as well that experience, as much as the rest of my history, my career, showed me what the world is capable of when we come together in caring. Truly, I felt the energy of the world holding us in their hands each and every day of that tragedy, the world watching. And it inspired us to do what we needed to do, but to do it with compassion and care, respect, and dignity. So for each of you who sent your prayers, for each of you who was watching during that terrible, terrible time, I thank you. I felt it. It meant the world to me. Thank you. So we know that to be a firefighter or to be a law enforcement officer, and we have many fine ones and FBI in the room, we know that means to put your life on the line for others. And what I witnessed that June 24th and for days and weeks after was people stepping into danger as if they were saving their own families. And that is truly how it felt. That was what we saw, the anguish in the faces of the people doing the rescuing, the compassion for the families. It was truly remarkable and something that I will hold dear for the rest of my days, working tirelessly. And that had nothing to do with the differences of religion or heritage or background of the people that were being rescued or the people that were coming from all over the world to help. Nothing about this event would let us imagine the kind of intolerance and hate that does exist in the world today. Truly a coming together without any blame, without any finger pointing, all together for the very, very same cause. And that is what we need to do each and every day in our community and in our world. And again, that is what Cosmos stands for. It is what we stand for here together, coming together across all those differences. And nobody represents that more here today than Deputy Fire Chief Jadallah. He was able, along with Maggie, to build, through empathy, trust, and care, sunshine in the darkest of moments for so many. And not only was that the ray of sunshine, I just thought of that, the ray of sunshine for that event, but for the whole community forever, because this is an indelible moment for all of us. And I'm so very happy that he is here with his wonderful mother, Isma, and his wife, Hamda, and his lovely daughters, Dalia and Dalal. We're so proud of you, and I know you're so proud as well. Yes. And I understand that Ray told the truth, as he always does, and confessed to his wife that there were 8 women who proposed marriage to him. No. She knew, but his mother did not. So, Mom, but no worries, because he's steadfast and true. But that was across religious lines too, just saying. just proof positive of how much love was there. I want to say that Cosmos is the best of organizations for reflecting the fact that we are a nation, we are certainly a community of immigrants. And Ray, yes, thank you. And so many who are here who fled persecution, religious persecution, political persecution, seeking freedom and a better life for themselves and their families. And that is one of our most fundamental principles as a nation. And again, Cosmos stands true to those highest of ideals. And I just came, prior to this lovely evening event, from a rally for Ukraine. And we all know that hangs heavy on all of us, on the world, and the unthinkable that happened, that a democratically elected free country was invaded without any discernible reason, and now the country is fighting for its life, and the world stands with Ukraine. So Cosmos has been this uniting force for many, many years, and I have seen it in action, again and again. Most recently, we were together at the Muslim Center welcoming Afghani refugees. Now, not everyone is as welcoming of these refugees. How could that be? People who, again, risk their lives on our behalf, and now what we can offer them, little enough, a place of refuge and a start, hopefully, at a new life. But truly, Cosmos and the Muslim community standing up with others of goodwill to make sure that we offer welcome and we allow them the dignity to rebuild their lives here at home. And I'm so very, very proud that we have 300 who've arrived here to Miami-Dade County, and we all need to support them as we are able. And your work in vaccines was mentioned by your president and was very, very important to help get past people's concerns and reserves. And your leadership truly made a difference in combating the disease. But also you have not one, but 2 medical clinics for the benefit of the community right here in Miami-Dade County. And I'm so very proud to have joined you there. And your generosity knows no bounds. $5 million investment to create the Muslim World Study Center at Florida International University. And we are all the beneficiaries of that good work. So while we have come so far, we know that there is still much more to do. We are better here for your contributions, but I challenge each and every one of you, don't give up. Keep on investing, keep on volunteering, keep on donating, and keep on speaking out. Speaking out. We need you. We need your civic engagement. We need you to be elected to higher office. We need your continued public service. And we need you in this room to show the world that we are together to build unity. So my sincere thanks to Cosmos for inviting me today, and every year I'm here. Congratulations on your annual Community Appreciation Dinner, and to the wonderful award winners so deserving. Thank you for recognizing them. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, thank you very much. And she is truly an incredible woman to have carried us through such a defining moment in our history, to be the mayor of Miami-Dade County, Cuba. Miami-Dade County. I'm joking. Come on, guys. You got too serious. I wanted to elevate the room. She says that she has to run, and certainly she is here in spirit. Yes, she's giving one of my heroes a hug there, the Deputy Chief, Miami-Dade Fire Rescue. They did incredible work together. So, I know afterwards you all are looking forward to going down to the Malecón, and if you've never been to Cuba, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Some laugh because they know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go right to recognizing our dignitaries, and we have quite a few of them in the room. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the ones I didn't have a chance to say hello to. So to do the honors of recognizing all of our dignitaries, this is an election year, so we certainly have to recognize them tonight. To do the honors will be Navid Ajum, who is a real estate broker, and he is also the Secretary of Cosmos. Let's give him a big round of applause. Navid.
Thank you, Calvin. Well, I'm glad that I'm only the Secretary of Cosmos, not the Secretary General of United Nations. You can imagine what he must be going through right now. Good evening, assalamu alaikum and shalom. It is my distinct honor to recognize all of our dignitaries and our esteemed guests. I'll start with the diplomats. Canadian Consul General, Honorable Susan Harper. Israeli Consul General, Honorable Maor Albus Strinsky. Japanese Consul General, Honorable Kazuhiro Nakai. Vice Consul General Turkey, Honorable Mehmet Akif Osoy. Former Consul General Ecuador, Honorable Wilson Enrique. Public officials, we have Congresswoman Honorable Sheila McCormick. The representative, I'm sorry, she could not make it. State Senator Shervin Jones. State Rep Nick Duran. Former State Rep Robert Asensio, I did not see him, so I think he did not make it. Mayor Broward County, Honorable Michael Aldine. Mayor City of Aventura, Honorable Amit Weissman. Thank you. Vice Mayor, City of Tamarack, Honorable Mike Gellin. Thank you. Clerk of Broward County Courts, Dr. Brenda Foreman. Commissioner Broward County, Beam From. Former Commissioner Dale Holness, our friend, is here in the house too. Our dear friend, former Commissioner Dr. Barbara Sharif is also in the house. City of Fort Lauderdale, Commissioner Ray Martin. Ray. City of Miramar, Commissioner Yvette Colborn. Thank you, Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Alexander Davis. City of Sunrise, Commissioner Jacqueline Gonzalez. West Park City, Commissioner Joe Smith. Commissioner Michael Joseph, North Miami. Our friend, Cooper City Commissioner Jeff Green, also from FBI. President Broward College, Dr. Gregory Hill. Vice President Broward College, Dr. Nancy Botero. We also have some other members from Broward College. Kindly stand up to be recognized, please. We have President Florida Memorial University, Dr. Hendrick. Associate Provost, Florida Memorial University, Dr. Tameka Bradley Witherspoon. Other members from FMU, kindly stand up to be recognized, please. We have Provost, Miami-Dade College, Dr. Malou Harrison. Vice Provost, Miami-Dade County, Dr. Michaela Tamoa. Dr. Jamie Anzalota. Members of Miami-Dade College to be recognized, please stand up to be recognized, please. Thank you. U.S. Attorney, Mr. Juan Gonzalez. Assistant U.S. Attorney, Mr. Randy Katz. State Attorney, Broward County, Mr. Darrell Torres. Judges, Honorable David Young. Honorable Scott Bernstein. Honorable Norman Hemming. Honorable Maisha Duroc. Honorable Ehik Waba. Former Miami-Dade Public Defender Teresa Enriquez. We have our friends from FBI. Better watch, everyone. No, they're good folks. Mr. Mike Benningham, and we have a few others. Please stand up to be recognized. DOJ, Mildred Dupree. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department, please stand up to be recognized. Battalion Chief and others. And also I would like Miami-Dade Public School Police Department to stand up. Please give them a big round of applause. You see, they are our true heroes. They save lives days in and days out. Our Islam teaches us, and it says, he who saved a life is if he has saved the whole humanity. And you do it every day. Thank you so much for your services. Faculty of FIU, please stand up to be recognized. Thank you. Faculty of MDC, Miami-Dade College, please. Faculty of FMU, Florida Memorial University. Channel 4, Mr. Darrell Green, General Manager. Thank you, sir. Ms. Carrie Kavanaugh, News Director. Thank you. Miami Herald, Monica Richardson, Executive Director. Channel 10, beside Calvin, we have Saira Anwar in the house as well. Hey, Saira. Channel 7, Nimat. Couldn't make it probably. Because Calvin is in the house, that's why Calvin. And the Nimat didn't make it, okay. Baptist Health System, Miss Adrienne McCoy, Senior Vice President, Human Resources. Miss Kathy Campbell, Director, Diversity and Inclusion. Miami Dolphin, Mr. Roy Jenkins. MCCJ, Reverend Priscilla Whitehead, Matt Anderson, and others, please. ACLU, former Executive Director, Florida, Mr. Howard Simon. We miss you, Mr. Simon. American Immigrants for Justice, Cheryl Little and her folks. American Jewish Committee, Brian Siegel. Greater Miami Jewish Federation, Josh Salis, Josh Salis, please. Jewish Federation of Broward County, Yvonne Goldman. Arts Center, Jenny Person, please. We have visiting Fulbright scholars, few visiting Fulbright scholars at FIU. Stand up to be recognized, please. Visitor from Alhikmatservices in Sanford. I'll steal Calvin's line, if I may, Calvin. Those who think that they are VIP and their names were not taken, please stand up to be recognized. Okay. May I also request the former recipients of the Cosmos Bridge Building Honors to kindly stand up to be recognized, please. Our former award recipients. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Calvin?
That could not have been delivered better. My gosh. If you think you're a VIP, please stand, you know? So, one correction for my good friend with the Miami Dolphins, Jason Jenkins, if you would. Jason, yes, absolutely. And yes, my man. He's like the Visa card. He's everywhere you want to be. Check out his Facebook page. He is everywhere, man. I love what you guys are doing in the community, absolutely. And another announcement. So was everyone recognized? Be extra nice, give extra dessert to the commissioners of Miramar. That's where I live, by the way. I've lived there for, yes, absolutely. Lots of coffee, lots of dessert. Yes, absolutely. But the other announcement is for parking. So parking, the fee has been raised like everything because of COVID to $50. No, I'm kidding. No, when you leave out of the gate will be open. You don't have to pay anything. So just drive on out. There's no fee, okay? Just want to let you know that. All right. For those who might have left early and might have paid, hopefully that goes to the Calvin Hughes GoFundMe account. We have only 2 awards remaining, and my goal is to try to get you home by 9 p.m. So the first award for tonight is going to be Lucia Baez-Geller, the Miami-Dade County School Board member, District 3. And to do the honors, to introduce her is going to be Mehmet Yulutash. He is an aviation fuel systems engineer and a board member for Cosmos. He is going to do the honors, and she is not here tonight, as you've already have heard. So to accept the award on her behalf is going to be one of the most capable and finest attorneys in South Florida, my good friend too, Karam Wahid. So, but first, let's do the introduction for Lucia Baez-Geller, who is going to receive the first award for tonight. Mehmet.
Thank you, Calvin. Good evening. All right. So we have 2 young and exquisite honorees tonight. We at Cosmos have a motto. We don't wait for people to get old before we honor them. We like to honor accomplished individuals at young ages when they still look like themselves and when they are still friendly with the mirrors. So Lucia Baez-Geller represents District 3, in the Miami-Dade County Public School Board. She has been involved in various education initiatives in Miami-Dade County, Tallahassee, and DC. National Education Association has awarded her the title of 2013 Political Advocate of the Year. She has worked with United Teachers of Dade, Florida Education Association, National Education Association, Educational Excellence School Advisory Council, Association of Latino Administrators and Superintendents, Media Ambassador for the Hispanic Scholarship Fund. She also served as the Education Chair with the League of Women Voters. As you can see, Lucia works tirelessly and has dedicated her life to education by teaching thousands of students. As I said earlier, she is still young and has a long life ahead of her to give more to the community. As I always say, once a teacher, you're always a teacher. We love you, Lucia. Keep up the great work. Lucia, as you know, she couldn't make it tonight because she's nursing her newborn baby at home. On her behalf, Huram Wahid will be receiving her award. Huram, come to the stage, please. Oh, we have a change.
No, don't come to the stage.
No, you're good.
I'm here. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Woo!
There you go.
If you know Lucia, she's very energetic, so.
Here you go.
Okay.
And right after...
Pretend this is the new baby.
Yeah. Hold it. Oh, be careful.
I'm holding it carefully.
Be careful.
I've had two of these.
After this, we're going to have a video from Lucia.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Picture time.
We're doing a picture. I'm going to try to do my best, Lucia.
I'm also sad to be missing out on a wonderful keynote address by our trailblazing mayor, Daniela Levine Cava. She has been a true bridge builder in our community. Tonight's recognition is even more special to me due to my being recognized along with our community's heroes. Chief Jadallah, our Miami-Dade County Fire and Rescue Deputy Chief, who, along with his team, put their lives on the line and worked tirelessly in the wake of the Surfside tragedy. Thank you, Chief Jadallah, for your leadership and all that you have done for our community. Our community is better and safer because of your efforts. As your Miami-Dade School Board member for District 3, I am honored to serve on the board of one of the largest and most diverse school districts in our country. We as a school district and as a community must continue to celebrate and support our students from all backgrounds. And I can say this as a former teacher at Miami Beach Senior High School for 15 years before becoming a school board member. I have seen firsthand that our students of all backgrounds, religions, and life experiences make our learning environment better and stronger. After being elected, I have had the pleasure of meeting with Shabir Motorwala, Khalid Mirza, Yasser Baloo, Karam Wahid, and the entire Cosmos and Engage teams on an ongoing basis to discuss how Miami-Dade County Public Schools can do more to celebrate the diversity of our Muslim students and to ensure that our Muslim students are welcomed and made to feel safe in our school system. Additionally, I have learned about Ramadan and Eid. As Ramadan begins in early April this year, which is a time of testing and exams, our Muslim students face unique challenges due to fasting. And at the end of a month of Ramadan, our Muslim students do not currently get to spend the holiday of Eid at home with their families, as the school district does not provide students a day off of school for Eid. When I found out that students have days off for certain other holidays, Christian and Jewish ones, and not the Muslim holiday of Eid, I immediately promised that I would look into what can be done to ensure that the district adopts a policy to allow students to have the day off to celebrate Eid, as we do with certain other religious holidays. While we are still in the process of working toward making this important change to our school calendar, We all recently witnessed our neighbors to the north, our friends at the Broward County School District. They voted to establish Eid as an official day off for students at their Broward County Public Schools. Seeing Broward's school board's actions was extremely encouraging, and there are any school board members here from Broward in the audience, any officials, I want to congratulate you for taking this important step. Your actions have been an inspiration to our school district and to school districts around the state. I am confident that Miami-Dade is not far behind. As you know, we recently appointed a new superintendent of Miami-Dade County Public Schools. And after his appointment, we had a conversation to go over my priorities for the district. And I told him that recognizing Eid, as they did in Broward, was an important priority to me and to our Muslim students and parents. And I'm proud to tell you the conversation was extremely positive. As I continue to move forward working with the district and the administration, I am hoping to take board action in the near future. When this important item is in front of the board, please know I will be calling on all of you to come and speak in favor of its passage. I know we can do this. The other extremely important issue that was discussed with our new superintendent was our district's policy to continue to ensure that our Muslim students feel safe and welcomed, and that our teachers are educated about the challenges that Muslim students may face while fasting. While I am here speaking about these important issues, in our community, I cannot say a few words about what is going on in Tallahassee. As you know, the legislature is in the process of attempting to pass dangerous legislation to dock funding for the school boards who took action to protect our students during the height of COVID. They're threatening to pass bills to prevent teachers and students from teaching history that certain Tallahassee politicians claim make students feel uncomfortable, and other draconian anti-public education bills. I want to thank the many South Florida state legislators and community members who have been pushing back against these draconian bills being pushed by certain Tallahassee politicians. I will continue to stand against bad legislation that serves to harm our students and teachers, and will continue to support and fight for legislation and policies to protect all of our students. I want to once again thank you for this great recognition. It is truly an honor to be recognized by Cosmos, and I can't wait to continue working with all of you to make positive change to support all of our students. I look forward to next year's event where I will be there in person. Everybody, I hope you have a great evening. Thank you and good night.
I'm happy to report that we've terminated Calvin from his duties tonight because first he told us that I'm not his personal hero, and then second he complimented Quorum Wahid. I don't know how you, I don't know, I just don't understand. So my job is to thank the people who have made this possible. There are two sets of people. The first is our board. So will the Cosmos board please stand up? That's a recent picture of mine. So thank you very much. Without these folks, this is a volunteer board. We don't have an executive director. Shabir Motorwala runs a very tight ship. And so this is an extremely dedicated bunch. We give up our evenings and weekends to do this, to be able to not just prepare for obviously this banquet, but the work that Cosmos does throughout the year. So really give me a round of applause. Go ahead. Next, the next set of people and entities that this would not be possible without is, I just told you, this is an all-volunteer board. We don't do a fundraiser. We don't do any kind of fundraising. And so our sponsors make this possible, right? So some of the sponsors, I'm sure most of you have seen their names along the way. I want to mention all of our sponsors right now. Platinum sponsors, Ashraf and Fatma Amdani, and Mohsen and Fawzia Jaffer Foundation. It's very nice of you to applaud, but just applaud when you hear my name. The next is gold sponsors, Khalid and Diana Mirza Foundation. Definitely applaud for them. Mr. and Mrs. Tahir Raza and Ali and Daniela Mandasurwala. They apparently brought their own section for applauding. The next are our silver sponsors, Miami Institute of Joint Reconstruction, Dr. Alejandro Pino and Dr. Zarina Pino. Dr. Samina Qureshi and Dr. Zahid Qureshi. Saif and Amira Yashuf. Bilkis and Siddiq Khan. Shahade Gianomor, PLLC, Jalal and Catherine Shahade. Zaytuna College and Dr. Aisha Subhani and Dr. Rehan Naqvi. Dr. Aisha Subhani is one of our board members. This is the most important one you should know. International Law Partners LLP, Zara Khan, and me. We've got competition for you back there. See that? How much did you pay? Silver sponsor. Let's just leave it at that, okay? We're a law firm after all. Noor Center Inc., Tahsin Siddiqui and Dr. Azhar Dalal. Wahid Vizcaino and, wait, is it an and? Wahid, oh, see, okay. Wahid Vizcaino and Geller LLP. Khurram Wahid, Carmen Vizcaino, and David Geller. Mohsin and Fauzia Jaffer, Center for Muslim World Studies at FIU. Rehana and Suhail Nanji. Shirley and Riaz Merchant. The Islamic School of Miami. Islamic Jafariya Association. The Jaffer Institute for Interfaith Dialogue and Education at Miami-Dade College. And then finally, last but not least, the UHI Clinic, Asma and Shabir Motorwala. Thank you, everybody.
All right, so we have one final award tonight, and the pressure is on him to get us home by 9 o'clock after he gives a few words. My hero, you'll really be my hero after that. You can get us home by 9 o'clock. But I do want to recognize a couple of people who have not been recognized so far. Reuben Roberts, NAACP chapter president. Yes, Miami-Dade County, I did not recognize him. And I heard that Charlie Crist was here, Congressman Charlie Crist. If we did not recognize him, I certainly wanted to do that. Running for governor once again. Yes, absolutely. And the Miami-Dade Police Department, if we did not recognize you, I certainly want to do that. Miami-Dade County Police Department as well. Both of you, both departments, certainly want to recognize all of your great work in the community. Now, for the final award for tonight and the final event for tonight before the closing remarks, Shabir Motorwala is going to introduce Rayad Jadallah. He is the Deputy Fire Chief, Miami-Dade County Fire and Rescue, and he has the honor of introducing him. I don't need to say much more because the mayor said so much about him, and so it is up to you both to get us home by 9 o'clock, and I have all the confidence that you will make this happen. Shabir Motorwala. Let's give him a big round of applause. A pharmacist by trade, one of the board members for Cosmos.
You have my permission to talk about me as much as you want. Good afternoon, assalamu alaikum. First of all, how did you like Tahsin and Yasir performance? How did they do? The entire program for today was put by those two people, with their family, with their profession. Yasir, by profession, is an attorney, and Tahsin, she disappeared. Oh, she's there, sitting. She is a physician assistant, and like they said, this is a volunteer group. They put their time, and they put this one very good. And Mehmet Ulutash and Navid Anjum. And after me, we are going to have a fantastic concluding remark by Dr. Aisha Subhani, one of the best. Many of the people who have been coming to our event, they know very well that we have never honored a Muslim to do the bridge building, because as a Muslim, that's our job, to build the bridge, not to build the walls. We break the walls, we build the bridge. And we reach out, as a Muslim, we are taught to reach out and help the people, regardless of their faith, regardless of their status. So this year, Cosmos leadership decided that we have to deviate from that. We are going to honor first Muslim. And why we are honoring him, I'm going to play a small clip, which is a courtesy of my friends at Channel 4, Daryl Green and Kerry Kavanagh, who provided me this clip from the documentary Bonded by Tragedy. Can we have that clip, please?
My background, my practicing as a Muslim, my religion being Islamic had no bearing to this, because as I explained to them, it's my community, my family members. 3 million residents in Dade County are my family members. And at the end of the day, I treated every one of those individuals, every family member, every person, regardless of where they came from, as if they were my family. And they saw it.
Lisa Shrim is a rabbi, and she asked Jadallah about his last name.
And I said, your name, Jadallah. Yad Allah. Yad in Hebrew is hand, in Arabic Eid. Eid Allah. I said, hand of God? He says, yes. I said, and that's great, because if the hand of God is on you, and you're the one looking out for us and our loved ones, then we're in good hands. And I said, are you practicing Muslim? He said, yes. To stand next to Israeli soldiers, I didn't know how well that would play with his family, if he had any family still in Ramallah. I think it's, of all the things from here to come out good, that's really one big one.
I'm going to have Ray Jadallah, please come on the stage, and the stage is yours, my friend.
Thank you, thank you. Well, based on the time, I want to thank everybody for coming out. We'll see you next year. First and foremost, thank you. Thank you, Motorola. Thank you very, very much. I know that Madam Mayor had stepped out, but she's been an absolute inspiration to all of us. Her humanitarian, social worker type background was evident through the Surfside incident. Calvin, those kind words, I sent you that $100 via Cash App, so check your phone. I would like to recognize my family, my wife. I swore to her that I would not recognize her. Hamid, my mother, Asma. My daughters, Dalia and Dalal. And of course, in the fire service, we don't refer to our co-workers as co-workers. We refer to them as our extended family. Danny, Jason, Maggie. And I'd like to thank everyone that's came out, all the distinguished guests, honors. It's absolutely an honor to see so many people out here. I'd like to also recognize and congratulate Ms. Baez Geller, District 3 School Board member. I know that she's not in attendance with this shared honor tonight. Thank you for her, thank you for the service for our children and to our community. So thank you. I'd like to thank my good friend once again, Mr. Shabir Monrawala, his daughter, Dr. Zarina Pino. Ms. Pino, Dr. Pino, thank you for the nomination. I know that, as Monrawala was saying, the first Muslim to receive this award, and I know that you deviated from your practices. I'd like to also thank the Coalition of South Florida Muslim Organizations and the board that unanimously voted for this nomination. So thank you on behalf of my family and myself. It's an honor. To receive this award that's bestowed on community leaders, building ties with Muslims, communities, and helping break stereotypes and eliminating, Islamophobia. Building bridges, as you had said, That's what we do. We build bridges, not walls. And from day one, that's all we've been trying to attempt to do. And I'd like to think that the situation in Surfside kind of showed what we're capable of doing for all of humanity. Just to address the video clip, as let's talk about religion, and understanding religion. I got a little story to tell you about Rabbi Joseph Hardlick. Rabbi Joseph Hardlick was an individual that I kind of leaned on during the Surfside incident. You can only imagine what many of us, including the men and women that are sitting at the table over there, we're going through daily. It's you're looking for an opportunity to kind of, lay your head on somebody's shoulders, and but at the same time you're attempting to stay strong. We got to talk about religion, and I got to sit for my first, second, and third Sabbath, with the Jewish community. Again, background of being Islamic, and there was this concern all of a sudden, should I attend Sabbath? And absolutely, I attended Sabbath. And we got to sit there and we talked for a couple of minutes. And I would like to address two questions that he brought up. I thought it was pretty interesting. The first one was, how do I prepare, when I was about to speak to the families? And for those who are not aware, it was about 20-hour days for those 30 days. Waking up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and getting home at midnight. And I kind of stared at him and I said, actually it wasn't any preparation. It came straight from the heart. So he said that you had nothing planned, in regards to preparation. And I said, well, actually I did have one thing, something that, you learn. And it's the, the opening tawjeed from the Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Those words are the foundation of compassion in the holy book of Quran. And if for many of you you're well aware, that read the Quran, that verse is the opening verse of every surah with the exception of one. So those are basically the words I leaned on. Every day I walked through those doors of the hotel to deliver the news to the families. Unfortunately, sad news every time after that. He asked me another question, and basically it was, would I have ever imagined being in this scenario, standing before a room of hundreds, families looking for answers and closures? And, the simple answer is, you shrug your shoulders. I guess it's fate. Of course. I realized it was a loaded question because he stared right at me with a big smile. He goes, oh, fate. Tell me about this fate. So I said, I was in the command room. The fire chief walked up and said, hey, I need you to speak to the families. I need you to give the information to the families. Will you mind doing it? I said, absolutely. And he goes, yeah, that's not fate, Ray. That's, you being there with the families, you're destined to be there. It had nothing to do with fate. And I, kind of looked at him. He goes, fate is something that you cannot control. Driving down the street and you blow a tire, something you cannot control. Destiny is the personal decisions that you make based on the traits that you grew up with. So when you told the fire chief, that morning, yeah, you had no problems, delivering the news to the families, you were destined to do that. And it got me to think, and I want to tell you a story. So probably the last 35 years of my life, I'm thinking, man, I've been using the word fate wrongly. So I've been using, I guess, fate and destiny interchangeably. So the person that you see standing before you at this podium is the 13-year-old boy that at Hammocks Middle School collided with a player while in PE. I ended up snapping his leg accidentally. Of course, the kid in pain, and fire rescue arrived. I watched from next door the fire truck, station 36, pull up, place what we used to call a mass suit. It's a type of air splint on his leg, and secured his leg, got him onto a stretcher and transported him to the hospital. From there, a week later, as my mom had mentioned the story to my friends outside, that I went to the station next door, built up enough confidence, because you can only imagine, here's this big-headed kid, small body, curly hair, worried about, going next door and talking to a bunch of firefighters. I asked them if there was a program for kids, and they guided me in the right direction. For the next 6 years, I joined that Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Explorer program until the age of 19. When I graduated at 17 from high school, I started fire school soon thereafter. And I remember starting EMT school thereafter. And not 6 months later, I get hired with Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Spent 4 years in Palm Beach County Fire Rescue before I took a leap of faith to start all over. Coming to Miami-Dade County Fire Rescue, basically the place that I've always grown up. For the next 22 years, actually, even though I've been with the fire department for the 22 years, but the next 20 years, I managed to kind of, emulate and hang with some of the best men and women in Miami-Dade Fire Rescue. Every opportunity I could to take a promotional exam, I took a promotional exam, scored extremely well, got promoted. The next 10 years as a battalion chief, after several exams, as a battalion chief, I was living the life. And then one day, I got the knock on the door and said, hey, the mayor wants you in his office to talk to you. And this was the former mayor, Carlos Jimenez. And you're thinking, how does this individual even know 2,800 firefighters in Miami-Dade Fire Rescue? How does he know me, in the streets? And it's the words of the many supervisors that said, this kid is an up-and-coming kid. From there, it gave me an opportunity, and the fire chief, though I know he's not here today because of family obligations, took a leap of faith, promoted me to assistant chief. Of course, I'm thinking, I'm on top of the world. I could work those 2-hour days, and get home, before the novella. But, of course, a month into my promotion, and he taps me on the shoulder and he says, okay, I need you to run the COVID-19 as incident command. And for the next 2 years, and I'm still currently the incident commander for COVID-19. And of course, then Surfside occurred and everything that happened with it. And it got me to think, and the point of the story is, all this time, I've always thought that it was fate. And the only thing in that entire story that I gave you that was fate was the collision with the kid. Everything thereafter was destiny. So the point, thank you. So the point that I'm making is what we do here in our calculated decisions in life is not fate. It's part of our destiny. I'm asking everyone here, because everybody here, and we sure did name quite a few distinguished guests, including the FBI, table 33, everyone, table 33. I'm asking everyone here to make those positive differences in as many lives as possible. So please. Earlier I had mentioned, how, I'm honored and humbled to stand here before you. And again, I know that this is the first award given to a Muslim individual, and deviating from protocol. But that's what we're good at doing, deviating from protocol. Today, the reason behind how honored I am to be standing before you in a room of hundreds of community leaders and friends is this is the first time my mother gets to see me standing. She gets to see me standing, in attendance. Today she gets to see how 45 years of her hard work in instilling, the good in our Islamic religion has paid off. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here before you as a result of this woman. I'd also like to share, tonight with my wife, Hamid, who for 21 years of balancing our life with our beliefs, culture, and religion, has successfully laid a foundation for our daughters to witness and to be proud of. And without her, this could not have happened. Thank you. Hamid. And last but not least, my extended family. You know, they say, show me your friends and I'll show you the character that you are. It goes without saying that you guys have been instrumental in my, not just my work life, but my personal life. And Jason, Danny, Maggie, without you, I can't even tell you how this could have not been successful. So thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my family, my friends, my agency, and myself, thank you, and God bless.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I love moms. Moms are so awesome, you know? I miss my mother, absolutely. Boy, he's a clear example of sometimes you don't choose to make history, but history chooses you. So, man, Ryan is so cool. Great story, great journey. Should write a book, my brother. I would buy it. It would be a New York Times bestseller, no doubt about it. Now for the final word tonight, closing remarks. We're running about 10 minutes off, but I promised you 9 o'clock, you know? So we almost made it. So Dr. Aisha Subhani, a board member for Cosmos and an emergency room doctor herself. Let's give her a big round of applause. Final remarks from her. Don't forget, the gate is open. You do not have to pay. You do not have to pay.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings. I promise, Calvin, it's going to be quick because I know you have to watch the game. And it's always nice, you know it's a Cosmos dinner when Calvin is there. He's the best part other than the salmon. You're the best part. So, first, I just wanted to start off by saying there's an interesting verse in the Quran where it comes towards the end of one of the chapters, and it's in the beginning. Before that, God is giving sort of an outline of guidance of what you should do. And then it's a striking verse because it comes and it says, so where then are you going? Where are you going? And God is asking that question, like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you going with your life? What's your purpose? And I think it's a very interesting question because I think for the last 2 years in this pandemic, many of us were wondering exactly that. Where are we going? We had our lives, we had our plans. Many of us knew what we were going to do in the coming years, and then everything changed. And many of us had intended destinations, and we had to, everything came to a stop, to a pause, so to speak, and we had to rethink and redirect. And as Yasser mentioned earlier in his opening, the sobering reality is that we started to face challenges that we never faced before. All of us in this room know somebody who passed away from the virus. That's a reality. And now, with the current crises that we see in the world, there's many people who know someone who passed away in a war or the result of its devastating effects. And this is a sobering reality that we have to contend with. And the interesting thing is that nations, empires, civilizations, they come and go. But the human psyche, the essence of humanity, is really the same at its core. And we see in these unfortunate times, or the challenges that we face, the best of people coming forward. And tonight is a recognition of that, because as you just heard, and the people that we honored, we're seeing the highlights of the best of people, the best qualities of humanity. People who come together to serve and uplift, not to bring down or to humiliate or to look down upon. And when the golden rule, and we all know what the golden rule is, when it's actualized, in reality, when we see it, it's a beautiful thing to witness. Helping others, being blind to who they are in terms of class, race, political affiliations, creed, just to come forward and to serve. And whether it was the incredible community work and the togetherness during the Surfside tragedy, or the houses of worship that opened up to everyone in the community during the pandemic, the support that we saw of the healthcare workers, and I witnessed this firsthand. We witnessed some extraordinary things. And to be honest, we do have our worries and our anxieties, and they're real. If you recall the great historian Arnold Toynbee in his famous work, A Study of History, he gave a beautiful analysis, and some may agree or disagree, but nonetheless it is beautiful, and he talked about why civilizations will decline. And one of the main reasons, he says, is when their leaders stop responding creatively, and they sink low in the sins of radical nationalism, militarism, and tyranny of a despotic minority. Sounds familiar. But unlike Karl Marx, he didn't think that civilizational collapse was inevitable. In other words, he felt that countries, nations, empires could succeed if they rose to the challenge. And he felt that history was moved by spiritual forces more than economic forces. And this gives us hope, because in this room, there's a lot of spirit. And this room is a microcosm of hope. This 11th annual dinner of Cosmos is not just a dinner where we come together and network and we see people after a long time, which is a beautiful thing, but it gives us hope, because in this room, there is a lot of spirit, there's a lot of strength, and there's a lot to look forward to. None of us know what the future holds, and we can only pray for the good of humanity to come forth. But we in this room, we can continue the good fight, where we return wrongs with right, we give smiles to frowns, and we stretch the hand to those who may withhold. And I wanted to just end with the story of Rumi, because everybody loves Rumi. Who doesn't like Rumi, right? Well, he has a story that he mentions in his collections. It's called the Story of Azim. And so there was a man named Azim from the children of Israel who left his home, and he had nefarious intentions. He wasn't up to any good. He came across a man who was trying to lift a big rock. So Azim stopped and started to watch him curiously. The stone was very heavy, and it wouldn't move. So the man brought another rock, and he put it on top of the first. And then the two stones began moving a little. And when he bought the third rock, he lifted all of them easily, and he went away. So Azim was surprised. How could a man who was unable to lift a single rock carry all three of them? So he went on his way, and he arrived at a city, and on the way he saw an old man at the gate of the city. And he told the old man about this strange incident that he had witnessed. And the old man said to him, "Son, those stones represent bad habits or sins. A man's first sin or his bad habit, initially it's heavy, and he cannot bear it. The second one makes it lighter, and after his third, they become habitual, and they're easy to carry." So the point of the story is, our good habits or our bad habits, they become internalized. So tonight, let's make sure our stones are the good ones, and we carry them forward. Thank you, all of you. God bless, and good night.